Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Monday, March 3rd, and we are up to Ezekiel 37, verse 15. We just saw the valley of the dry bones, and the dry bones started to rattle, and then God's breath was breathed into them, and they came back to life. And the subtitle for this part is, I will be their God, they shall be my people. So what we really want to pay attention to here is, what is the benefit of belonging to God? What does it mean that we are God's people, and how does that affect us as we move forward? So verse 15 says, the word of the Lord came to me. We've talked about this many times. That is establishing that this word is not coming from Ezekiel's brain, Ezekiel's thought processes. This is coming from God himself. Now this next section is verses 16 through 23, and there was a note for it in the Fire Study Bible which says, after Solomon's death, God's people were divided into two kingdoms. One was called Judah and the other was called Israel. God now promises that the two kingdoms will be reunited as one kingdom with one king, i.e. Christ, to rule over them. So a part of being God's people brings that unity. Right away, we're pulling out that unity. Verse 16 says, Son of man, take a stick and write on it, for Judah and the people of Israel associated with him. Then take another stick and write on it, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and all the house of Israel associated with him. So we've got Judah and Israel. We've got two separate sticks. In the Cultural Study Bible, it said that it is likely, since this wood is being written on, that Ezekiel is using two wooden tablets. It was a common practice to use wooden boards coated with beeswax, a beeswax concoction, for the writing of messages that were formal but did not need to be archived and preserved. So this would have been, I would kind of equate it to something a little bit better than a dry erase board, but they knew it wouldn't last forever. It wouldn't be archived. Verse 17, and join them together to one another into one stick, that they may become one in your hand. So these two sticks are being put together so that they can become one. That's that unity. And when your people say to you, will you not tell us what you mean by these? Say to them, so here's the explanation. Thus says the Lord God. Once again, this is coming from God. Behold, I am about to take the stick of Joseph that is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel associated with him, and I will take it with it the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, that they may be one in my hand. When the sticks on which you write are in your hand before their eyes, then say to them, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will take the people of Israel from the nations among which they have gone, and will gather them all from all around, and bring them to their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land, on the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king over them all. And they shall be no longer two nations, and no longer divided into two kingdoms. They shall not defile themselves any more with their idols and their detestable things, and with any of their transgressions. But I will save them from all the backsliding in which they have sinned, and I will cleanse them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God. Now, if you just read this, and you read it through and you're like, okay, they're going to be one kingdom, and you just keep on moving on, you could miss some of the deeper meaning in here. What this is saying is all these people are going to be gathered from all the different places in the world. Remember, we talked about the four winds last week, and they're going to become one united people. And once that happens, and when that happens, they're going to be under one king that's going to rule over all of them. And they're not going to defile themselves in sin anymore. They're going to be free from that sin. They're not going to backslide. They're going to be cleansed by that king. This is talking about Jesus Christ. And it could be talking about the salvation that we have and the fact that we are made righteous through the righteousness of Jesus Christ. Or it could also be talking about when Christ comes back and sets up that kingdom and clothing no longer wears out. Everything is perfect within that kingdom. There is no more sin within that kingdom. It could be talking about either one of them, but either way, this is a messianic passage. This is telling us about the Messiah that is to come. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.